Hello viewers. Welcome back to God from Mumba Academy. Today I want to talk about an important subject, that is the important study tips. Okay, because if you don't know how to study, despite how hard or how long you can study, you will not be able to be getting the concepts, and because of that, you will be failing. So today I want to talk about some important study tips that you must know in order for you to pass your exams. All right. So without wasting time, I'm going to list them, okay, and explain them one by one. Okay. The first study tip that you need to know and understand is you don't study everything, but you study what matters. Okay. So number one, you don't study everything. You don't study everything. Don't study everything. Everything. But study what matters. Study what matters. Okay. So this tip is very important. Very, very important. You don't have to study everything, but you just have to study what matters. Why? Because you can't finish everything. That is what you need to know. When you talk of any topic, for example, when in biology, when you talk of respiration, you find that at secondary level, there is a limit. There are certain things which are involved on respiration which are not being talked at the secondary level. Those things, they go we talk about them, or we look into them when we've proceeded that level, when we've reached the level of maybe when you're at the university. So you should know what to study and what you should not study at the moment. So don't try to study everything. Just study what matters. Know what is really important on your respiration, what is really important on this topic, then focus on those things. I'm telling you, if you focus on what really matters, you will be well equipped to meet the exams, because you will acquire the knowledge that is only required for you to do what? To get the questions right. So don't you try to study everything. Find what is really important, what really matters, then study that. This is the first tip. All right. The second tip that I want you to understand is what is called active review. Active review over passive review. Okay, active review over passive review. And I'm going to explain this as well. Active review over passive reading. Over passive reading. Okay. So now, what this tip really means is you don't have just to be studying all the time, just studying 4 hours, studying non-stop. No. But instead of that, after you've studied for a certain period of time, try and test yourself. Yes. After you've studied for a short period of time, maybe for 30 minutes or 1 hour, or just few minutes or 15 minutes, test yourself. Close the books and start speak or say the exact things that you've just from reading. Try to go through without looking at the book. Actually, don't use the same or the exact English that is used in your notes. Try to explain, or to explain everything that you've read now using your own English. Make it as if you are trying to teach, but you are just alone. Try to go through everything that you've read to ensure that you've understood. Go through everything so that you may be able to prove. And if you find that there are a lot of things missing, then there are certain things that you did not understand. And I'm repeating, go through or say the same things using now your own language. Don't use the language that is being used in your notes. Use your own English. That is very important. So instead of just studying and studying again, no, just pause and try and test yourself by going through saying what you've read and see if you manage to bring out the same concept about using your own English. That is a second tip, which is very, very important. All right, tip number 3 that you need to understand or that you need to use when you want to study effectively is teach what you've learned. Okay, so teach what you learn. Teach what you learn. Okay, what you learn. So this tip is very important as well. In order, actually, somebody said the only way to test that you know something, it is by teaching others. Ensure that somebody who didn't have information concerning that topic, you explain to them and they know to the fullest. By that, it proves that you've understood. If you can't manage to teach, then it means you are not you've not fully understood the topic. So try by all means. And when I say when I say teaching, that doesn't mean maybe sometimes you can just be alone. In a case where you're just alone, even if there are stones present, try. I mean, just imagine as there are people and try to teach. Explain to the fullest as if they are just people. In a case where there are some who need the information, teach them. Just take a friend, teach him, and ensure that he or she is able to understand and answer the questions. By doing that, for you, it is being multiplied. So that is a very important study tips. It will ensure that everything that you study, you don't forget. Because the reason why we usually forget what we study, it is because those things, they are not stuck on our minds, and the reason, in order for them to stay on our minds for a long period of time, unless we usually repeat them by teaching. So teach what you learn. If you can't teach, maybe you've not fully understood everything that you've understood. Even the confidence of teaching will surely come. So teach what you learn. That is the third tip, and it is very important. All right, let's look on tip number 4, which is very important as well. So know the examiner's mind. Know the examiner's mind. So this tip is very important as well. Know the examiner's mind. The examiner's mind. Okay, this tip is very important. How do you know the examiner's mind? By the way, what is the importance of knowing the examiner's mind? Because when you know the examiner's mind, you know how to handle questions and how to answer them and how to go about each and every distinct question. Okay, so now how do you know the examiner's mind? You simply know the examiner's mind by going through the question papers. Okay, go through the past papers. When you keep on going through the past papers, answering questions on each topic, you'll be conversant with the way questions are being brought. You'll be conversant with the way the examiners bring questions. Because when you know how each question is phrased, the style, and the most questions which they keep on repeating, it will be easy for you to answer and you'll be able to pass the exams. So know the examiner's mind by going through question papers. Question papers are very important. You can't be writing the exams maybe few months from now and you don't go through the papers. Go through the papers so that you may be you may know how the questions are being brought, the style, the questions that they usually bring. You should know them, all those things. You should know. Actually, you should be even predicting that, okay, according to referring to the past papers, I think this year this topic may come. That's the extent you need to reach. You can only reach that extent if you've been going through the past papers. So past papers are very important. If it is mathematics, go through starting from as far as you can, maybe even from 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, up to the last paper. Go through and answer. Ensure that you fully understood. If you can manage to do that, I'm telling you, it is you've understood the concept. You've understood what you are studying. That is the tip number 4, which is very important as well. The tip number 5: eliminate distraction. Okay, this tip is very important. Eliminate distraction. Okay, eliminate distractions. Okay, eliminate distractions or contentments. So you should ensure that you eliminate distractions. You can't be studying every time you want to study. The environment is very noisy. No, find a place that is very conducive, a place where your mind will be at peace, so that you can read, study, and understand to the fullest. If it means you need to be alone, just be alone in a quiet place where you can study, because the environment actually has a great effect upon your studies. They say if you keep on planting a seed and it does not germinate, every time you plant it does not germinate, you provide everything, you water it, it does not germinate, then the environment has the problem, the soil has the problem. So the environment has an impact, has an effect on your studies. Ensure that the environment from which you are studying is very, very much conducive. In that way, you'll be able to study and understand everything that you study. Then the last one, which is also very important, prepare. You should prepare yourself. You should prepare your mind. Don't panic. Manage exam stress. Okay, so don't panic. Don't panic. Manage exam stress. So don't panic, but manage exam stress. Okay. So this is very important. It is very important as well. Okay, you should manage exam stress. Okay, you should manage the exam stress. Yes. So what this really means, because this is common. Most of the times when the exams are near, people get distracted and they get stressed and depressed. But a mind which is stressed can't study well. A calm mind learns better than a stressed one. You can't study when you are stressed, when you are overthinking. No. So instead of having fear, no, just relax. Whether you like it or not, you are going to face the exam. So stand firm and brave. Be brave. Provided that you've studied, just go prepared. So even if or when you are studying, when the exams are near, you don't have to stress yourself, because when you stress yourself, you just waste all that time before the exam, and that time is very, very important. Even if it is a 1 month or 2 weeks that is remaining, just few days, when your mind is at peace, when your mind is calm, you will be able to study and comprehend every concept that you need, provided that you are focused. Now, how can you focus if your mind is stressed? So please try by all means to stay away from stress. Don't overthink about how the exam is going to come. Just study and ensure that your mind is well. Have enough sleep. Study extra hard. Ensure that your mind is not being now. Ensure that you are not panicking your mind. And if you are not panicking your mind, I'm telling you, you'll be able to be studying things that you'll be able even to be comprehending. Without comprehending, understanding to the fullest, you can't pass the exam. So ensure that your mind is at peace. When your mind is at peace, even everything will follow. So these are some of the important study tips that you need to know, and these will really help you if you practice them. Number one, don't study everything. Study what matters. Just focus on the key points and stick to that, crush them and understand them. Number two, active review over passive review. And this means don't study for longer periods of time. After you've studied for a short period of time, pause, test yourself, try to say everything, try to raise the same concept you are just from reading using your own English. Then number three, teach what you learn. They say the best way to ensure that you've understood, ensure that you are able to teach somebody else. Number four, know the examiner's mind. You can only know the examiner's mind if you keep on going through the past papers. Number five, eliminate distraction. Find the conducive place so that you may be able to study. Actually, this one, even the phones, most of the times we get distracted. You can't focus while the data is on, chatting at the same time studying. No, if it is time to study, Put your phone away. Focus on your studies. And the last point, don't panic. Manage exam stress. A calm mind, I'm repeating, when your mind is calm, a calm mind learns better than a stressed one. You can't learn when you are stressed. You can't study when you are stressed. These are some of the important study tips. Mind you, don't you forget to subscribe and hit the like button so that you may be able to be benefiting